Hey everyone, so it's me and Mila here, and we thought that we would do a video talking about some tips for dealing with a fussy baby. Now Mila isn't a very fussy baby. She can be sometimes, but not usually. But Eva was a very fussy baby, and I definitely got some great tips from other moms, and I have some tips that I kind of learned along the way as well. That I'll pass on to you guys, because I know how stressful it can be to have a fussy baby. So first off, when your baby's fussy, you need to relax as much as you possibly can. Because if you are all stressed out and just totally, having like a bit of a meltdown while your baby's fussy, they can, babies can sense this and it can make it even worse. So I recommend try to relax as much as you possibly can. Just take it bit by bit and realize that if your baby does cry, like if you're trying to calm your baby down or they're just crying and crying and crying, do realize that the baby isn't going to get hurt from crying. So your baby will be okay and they will get better and the fussiness will improve, and eventually you'll miss cuddling them and everything when they're fussy because they don't want to stay still. So first of all, I would suggest trying to find out what the problem is, which is not always possible. Either sometimes the baby's gassy, so that's usually one reason why they're fussy. Tired, of course, can be a reason why they're fussy. Teething, especially being overtired. Babies that don't get enough sleep tend to be very fussy. So, first of all, if you've discovered that you think that your baby is gassy, one thing that ways that you can tell that your baby is gassy, sometimes they'll arch their back, they'll be passing a lot of gas, they'll be farting up a storm, which is Mila's favorite thing to do when she's gassy. It could be burping and spitting up a lot, all those things. So there's some things that you can do, like we do some leg exercises, which I'll put a little clip in of me doing it to Mila so you can see and learn how to do it for yourself. I'm going to demonstrate for you how I do the leg exercises that can help relieving some gas for your baby. So first of all, just lay your baby on a flat surface, of course, something comfy. And then I suggest holding both of their legs, pushing them up slowly towards their belly. And you shouldn't have to push very hard. Most babies, I find that when you've pushed far enough up, they'll raise their shoulders a little bit. So just like this motion. And Mila really likes it. And then, again, holding the legs, turning to the side, and pushing up. And she's smiling away. And then the other side, of course, being gentle. And then what I do is take Mila's arm like this. So I'm bending her arm. So her hand's kind of at the same point as her shoulder. And then I pull her knee over to her elbow. Like this. So I'm like bringing her elbow to her knee. For Mila, she isn't able to touch. She's too chubby for that. And then this side, and over like this. And that can help to remove some gas, I've found at least. And I was actually shown that by my mother-in-law, who was a nurse. So definitely try that. Just grape water. We've used grape water on Mila and it does help. No one ever told me about grape water and I didn't really even know what it was until I had Mila, so I never gave it to Eva, but it does seem to help. And then next is the oval drops, I think it's called. And they're like gassy colic drops and they seem to help as well. Another thing too is a warm bath. obviously, you know, that seems to help calm the baby down. The warm on the belly can help to release some of the gas. One thing I can recommend too is putting your baby in the bathtub and supporting under the baby's neck and having them with their tummy down in the water and just rubbing their back, and that can help as well. Another thing that I do too is I take receiving blankets and I put them in the dryer just for a few minutes just to warm them up, and I will wrap them around Mila's belly, and that can help to relieve some gas as well. Also, of course, swaddling in warm receiving blankets helps too. Not all babies like to be swaddled. Mila occasionally likes to be swaddled. Eva likes to be swaddled. Then of course, swing, bouncer, rocking chair, all of those things can help as well. So that's all good if your baby's gassy. And then of course if your baby's overtired, mostly the same things except the leg exercises, the gripe water, the oval drops. More the warm blankets and just cuddling with your baby can help them eventually to settle. Sometimes I find walking around with the baby or putting the baby in a sling can help as well to relax them. And then if your baby is teething, I could do a video just on teething, but gripe water can help with teething and fussiness. There's something called, it's called camellia, and it's something that we gave to Eva, and it's a homeopathic medicine to help with teething and irritability and fussiness, and it just comes in these tiny little plastic containers, and it almost looks like water, and you just open it up and put it into their mouth and give it to them, and it doesn't have any taste, so it's just like them having a drop of water basically, and that seems to really help. I'll put in a picture of that so you can see. And yeah, we've been using that for Eva since she was about 6 months, and it really has helped with teething. I don't really like to give, Mila's discovered she has a hand, I don't like to give Oragel that much, so this is a great alternative. Cool cloths, like cool little, the little very thin washcloths you can get, I will put cool water on them, and sometimes I'll put them in the freezer for a few minutes just to really cool them. Those frozen teething toys, of course, those are great. Another thing too, suggest babies that are having food, like older babies or toddlers, frozen grapes, like cut in half, when they chew on those, it helps. And frozen little bits of yogurt, like you can pour, or like even putting in a piping bag yogurt and pipe out little, kind of like very, very large, the size of a grape, size pieces of yogurt, and then you freeze them, and when they're frozen they melt obviously in their mouth, but they can help on the gums. Freezies, anything cold will help as well, and vibrating teething cloths, vibrating teething toys, the sensation can help as well, and that's really helped us in the past. So yeah, that's all my suggestions for fussy baby tips. If you have any tips for me, put them below. Thanks for watching.